Good day. Has any of you out there ever felt that they're not from here? That they feel like a connection to like either an old life or an old place, or even a place different than here on earth? I've felt this many times in my life, and not only that, I've felt like I just haven't been able to ever find a people that would accept me for what I am and who I am. And so I think there's a lot of people that the black sheeps of society, and a lot of people that ended up being pushed away from this world and not accepted by this world. They're what you would call the maybe star seeds, or the rainbow warriors, or the 144,000 from Revelations. All these stories have a same interweaved archetype to them. The starseed one, and the idea that we come from another planet, it's still an idea of another place. If you're from another time, you could feel like you're an old soul and that you've been here for a reason. Well, that's because you are one of the chosen. We should never be of this world. We're in this world, but not of it. And that's what the Bible says, right? You know, there's been times where I've been on an entheogenic medicine, and I feel this like alien almost inside of me. And now I feel that all the time. And so that's what a lot of these entheogenic medicines like mushrooms can do, is show you that there's a old soul deep behind that ego. And we need to tap into that. And in the Hindu religion, they call it the Kundalini awakening. And a lot of people have been told that let's stay away from entheogens. And you know, that's a big inherent thing that's come from the interpretation of the first story of the Bible. And when I think about what led me to Christianity was this mystical connection and mystical things that happened around the Book of Enoch. And also my favorite artist, and one of the artists that helped awaken me, it was like the music that was pumping spiritual energy into me, was his oath is from the Book of Enoch. And what Gnostic Christians are those that look at the Old Testament in a very different way than Orthodox Christians do. And so I really encourage all you chosen out there to really look into the Book of Enoch and listen to it, and realize how much of a story this paints, and how important the story is in this book. And you know, that I've said in another video before, is that I've thrown this Bible out the door, not this one, but a Bible out the door because of my anger, because of one of the visions that I had about how they used this book. And I think that it's not that this book is corrupted. It's just that it's not all here. And we look at the Dead Sea Scrolls, and we look at, they had 12 or 13 copies of the Book of Enoch in those scrolls hidden there. And one of my main themes is read the books they're trying to burn. And this is one of those books that they've been trying to burn for maybe 2,000 years. And it explains a truer story in my heart that resonates. And it also points us towards the Sumerian story, which also really does put some evidence towards the Gnostic version of Adam and Eve, and that is that apple is a benevolent thing, but you have to understand is You have to have the soil and be ready for the truths that Apple will bestow upon you. Just keep on going. It's like right now they're trying to wear us out, and we have to try to just change our lives in any ways to just fit and push through these hard times. And there's all of us have our reasons in this fight and our ways we need to fight. And you are an archetype, and you know what that archetype is because you're starting to open up and awaken the Kundalini and open your heart and realize what you truly are. A big problem with the world these days is that people haven't been encouraged to speak, so they don't even know who they are. And the only time they feel powerful to speak is when they're just repeating the words of an intellectual that they can use as an argument, even though they may not even truly understand what those words mean. As you can see, the war has already been won. However, the battle is still going on, and all of you out there are soldiers in World War III, and this is more of a spiritual war and a war of ideology and a war of ideas than it is a war of blood. And it also is a war of blood, as we know. And it has been for 2,000 years or longer. So I didn't trust the Bible, and there was an inherent reason for that, and I didn't understand why. And I now know how important the Bible is, and I do know that we have to read the Bible from our own interpretation, especially the Old Testament, well, all of it, but the Old Testament has to be read from your heart and ask, are some of the things that they're saying are godly in the Old Testament, are they really godly? A lot of us get confused which voice we're listening to, the devil or the angel. And I think our egos or our connection to this three-dimensional realm and that corruption in our hearts will allow us to listen to the devil and say it was God. And so that's how we should think about those, especially those when there's going to be two voices at once a lot of the time. And those voices are really hard to interpret which one is the benevolent voice and which one isn't. And what I do when I can't, and I know that there's such close understandings that lead in two different directions, is I don't make the decision and I keep living until God, and I meditate and I keep meditating on it, but until God speaks to me on something clear on those messages, I don't make the decision right away, and that's how we should know. But one way I think is the voice that is harder to do, the voice that you don't want to fulfill, is most likely the voice from God. The devil's voice is the easy path to follow, the one that makes this body feel good and this idea of yourself, which is all just persona. And when we start to realize and listen to the right voice, the demons don't have their strength on us anymore. And that's why I encourage people, is like the oath of Ekebeka is an oath of truth. Like, it's an oath between Archangel Michael and God, and that's like a truth oath. And that's like the you're going out and you're the exorcist, because truth kills demons. And so when you take that oath, you're taking an oath just like Christ took. And we all need to be the Christs in our own lives to help this story to its fulfillment. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really appreciate hearing about people's stories and learning more about other people's spiritual battles they're going through. And that's how we can learn to keep going. And the more of us out there that spread the good love and encourage each other in these hard times, the easier it is to battle through this spiritual war. Well, I guess I'm going to have a little jam now.
your truth. You got to push forward. You've got the right to speak your truth. Speak your truth. So go on. You've got the right to speak your truth. Speak your truth. So go on. You've got to push forward. You've got the right to speak your truth. To speak your truth. You've got to go on. You've got to push forward. You've got the right to speak your truth. To speak your truth. You've got to go on. You've got to push forward. You've got the right to speak your truth. To speak your truth. You've got to go on. You've got to push forward. Go on. You've got the right to speak your truth. Oh, speak your truth away. To speak your truth. You must move away from those who let you be you. They won't let you be you. Then you've got to move on. So speak your truth. You'll find out who you are. Speak your truth and find out who you are. You've got the right to speak your truth. You must move away from those that won't allow you to speak your truth. We have to have patience for each other in these times. We're all awakening to our true spirit. And we got to encourage each other towards that true spirit. And there's going to be people that want to hold you back because they're not ready to evolve. And they want you to stay down there with them. You have to move away from that. And you've got the right to speak your truth. And we have to know, sometimes those people will be your family and your closest friends. However, sometimes we have to know, were they really that close to us if we never were able to be who we really are? And now that you're becoming who you are, speak your truth. Find out who your true family is. Find out who true friends are. And then you get to live in that higher vibration of who you are. And then you'll transcend all of these pathologies of this world, including sickness, I believe. So speak your truth. Being you is the best medicine for your spirit, for your mind, for your body. They're all interlocked. So we've got to move forward. So speak your truth. So speak your truth. Speak your truth. To speak your truth. You got to go on. You got to push forward. You got the right to speak your truth. To speak your truth. Truth. To speak your truth. You got to go on. You got to push forward.
Thank you guys so much for joining me in this jam and a chat and a coffee. Much love and God bless and speak your truth.